how do we make the bird dog slightly easier, and maybe how do we make it slightly harder? So when we're talking about making the bird dog easier, in fact what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this around. We're going to do two things. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a slightly wider base. So when I come into a wider base, I've got a greater sort of base of support. So I can then come into the position and just hold that much more stable. So that would be the first thing that I would think about with regards to making the bird dog easier, is make the base of support, or the stance, slightly wider. The second thing is very simple, is we would just go with one limb first. So it would be a leg. Then I would come back in, then I would go with the other side. Then I would come back in, then I'd go with the arm, and then the other arm. So that's two very easy ways to make the bird dog slightly easier if you find that your hips and shoulders are wobbling. If they are wobbling more, I would go wide base first. If you're finding that you're fatiguing, then I would go with the single limb first. So to build the strength and endurance into it, you would go with the one limb. To build to begin building the stability, I would go with the wider stance. When it comes to making it a little bit harder, again, if we're talking about stability, the easiest thing to do is to make the base slightly narrower, but do exactly the same. The movement is exactly the same. And then we would do the same on the other side. So again, we've got that narrower base of support, which is going to make us more unstable. When we're talking about the strength and endurance of the lower back, certainly again as very much a fundamental, on a fundamental level, we can maintain the wider stance, but what we would do is we would extend out and then we would draw a small box. So our hand and leg would go out, down, back across and back up. Out, down, to the middle and up. Out, down, to the middle and back up. So that's just a way, and obviously you would do that maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 times on one side, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the other. That will again build the endurance into it, because you'll build from say 3, 4 to 5 to 6, and then the stability will be, there will be an element of stability in that as well, because of the movement will offset the balance. So that's a very simple way of just getting some extra stability, strength and endurance into the